Welcome into the DNVR Avalanche Pregame Show presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. Use code DNVR when you sign up for a new account to get amazing odds boosts every single day. Blais, Rudolph, Meghna coming to you live as the Avs take on the Boston Bruins for the second time in about a week, this time at home. And a home ice advantage, I don't know if it's going to be enough tonight.
Can we put quotation marks around Avs?
Yeah, really is the Eagles as much as it is the Avs tonight, for certain. Quite a bit of roster adjustments, you could say. Alex Galchenyuk staying down with the Eagles. Cal Burke called up, but it also sounds like Jean-Luc Foudy is maybe good to go. So it's going to be a weird lineup regardless, but do we have literally any expectations for some of these guys coming back into the lineup or for the first time in Cal Burke's case?
I don't have a lot of expectation for Cal Burke. It's not even a demerit of Cal Burke. It's the situation that he's walking into that I don't have a lot of faith in. But I do have faith in players like Newhook. I see he's an item on the list we'll talk about.
Yep.
Building off of the game that he had in Philly. And players like Rantanen and Makar also stepping up in a big way tonight. But outside of those expectations, it's a roll of the dice for what everyone else could contribute in a way that could surprise you. Like, I would love to see Charles Hudon get on the score sheet. The level of effort he showed in the Philly game suggests it's a possibility. So that would be somebody I count on being a part of production tonight. They're going to need all hands on deck.
Well, he better be, because he's on the first line. Congratulations after one game.
7 shots will
Earned
get you
it.
there. Yeah.
I mean, there is that, these Eagles players are getting a chance to play high-end hockey. The problem is who you're playing against right now. It's Boston, one of the hottest teams in the league right now. It's them in New Jersey. Thank God they're both on the East Coast. But, I mean, that's a hard hill to climb right now. But you have to look at it from the Eagles' perspective. These players usually wouldn't get a chance to be playing NHL hockey at this caliber. They're going to get a lot of time on the ice to show what they can do. And like you said, Hudon was, amazing last game.
He's actually someone I talked to this morning because I've been an advocate for getting him a look this season. And I've talked about brands of hockey players. He is in a brand of a very matter-of-fact hockey player. He's aware of the stage he's at in his career. He talks about being an older player where his expectation isn't, I'm coming here to make the Avalanche. It's I'm here to do what they need of me. And he's excited to be here. He wants to play his game, stick to his game. And he talked about how he's been in organizations where they just don't call players up. He doesn't get that opportunity. So there's a lot of gratitude and a very realistic expectation that this is what it's going to be in his case. But he's also a very hardworking player. I would say he's irritating to play against too, at least at the American League level. And so I wouldn't say that matter-of-fact attitude is a lack of compete. It's quite the opposite, but he's just very realistic and measured in how he approaches the game, and I'm excited to see what he does tonight.
Hopefully something, but expectations are of course quite low. Of course, Sampo Ranta also maybe back in the lineup. Well, one of Burke, Ranta, and Foudy is going to end up sitting tonight. Most likely, we'll see which one it ends up being. If Foudy can go or not, it kind of just depends. I know he did take full practice or morning skate, really. So we'll see who ends up sitting there. But one thing you're not going to get with all of these guys in the lineup is a lack of effort. Guarantee the Avs will put the effort out there. Just don't know if the skill's going to be enough tonight, to be honest with you, against a team like Boston. Boston, especially a team with depth. It's just a problem for Colorado right now. That's just the reality. And that's what brings us to Alex Newhook. Meghna, you mentioned it. Of course, the Avs are going to need good games out of Rantanen, out of Makar, probably out of Georgiev to be in hockey games. But that's a pretty gnarly look for Newhook there as he's on the screen right now.
Oh, nice little black eye.
Yeah.
Nice little shiner.
Yeah, pretty nasty from that puck he took to the face. But this is an opportunity for Alex Newhook. He's going to get certainly top 6, if not top line minutes, depending on how the usage shakes out. What can he do to earn a little bit more once the Avs start getting healthy right now?
You know, it's hard to say because I don't think it's what he hasn't already been trying to do. He just hasn't been able to execute, finish, because, again, Bednar has said it in his own words, that this isn't a player whose try or compete isn't there. This is someone who has bought in to what the team needs of him. So the effort level has been there. It's just been like sometimes poor decisions. Sometimes there is maybe a split second of timidness in his game. And so he has to be completely fearless tonight because he has nothing to lose at this point. And this would be a great way for him to make a case for him when guys do start to get healthy to really earn top 6 minutes, which we're counting on because he's just in that place. This whole team is, right? But if he can be an impact player on a night like tonight, it'll mean a lot to Bednar.
I'd say an impact player that's consistent. Like right now, like he's just so hot and cold, right? Like he's had a great game. If he can start putting those games together where he has great games back to back, where he is showing up on the score sheet, like he has to be impactful that way. And before that game last night, I mean, he had done really nothing, as far as contributing to the offense. And those are things that, coaches are looking at. And especially right now when you're hurt and you're asked to step up, you've got to put points on the score sheet.
Certainly between him and JT Compher really are the keys tonight, right? Beyond the obvious stars. If one or both of Newhook and Compher aren't going, I honestly don't know how the Avs win the game. Yeah. Like, I'll be honest with you. I don't know how they beat this team if they don't have those. I want to call them secondary scoring, but now those guys are primary scoring now. They are who the guys the Avs absolutely need to be working. So hopefully you can see both of them putting in work tonight. I'm curious how much of this game falls on Georgiev, though. Because, we saw him give up one bad goal the other night. The Avs end up losing 3-5 in a weird fashion with the goals coming late. But it really feels like Georgiev has to play well. But what are we talking? How well does Georgiev have to play to give the Avs a chance?
I mean, he's going to have to play his A-plus game on these nights when you're missing a lot of your lineup. Like, when you have not a bad team in front of you, but an inexperienced team in front of you, your goalie has to be the best player on the ice to win games like this, to keep you in games, especially against a high-powered offense like we talked about that has, depth that can score goals. We have home ice advantage. The Avs have home ice advantage. So you have that there so you can get the matchups. But again, they are going to get their shots on net tonight. It's just one of those things that you're not going to be able to, hide, get the matchups you want. It's just not there from a skill level.
It's tough pressure to put on anyone, but I have to imagine coming from New York in the position that Georgiev was, this is probably something he's been looking forward to in a way, being the guy in net to get a game like this done. And I think that hopefully this is something that really motivates him, and it has to be one of his best games because they're staring down a really rigorous December schedule of games and guys aren't looking to get healthy that immediately. We're looking at a week out for a couple guys coming back, and then, others are a month out. And so they just have to survive December, and it's going to come down to every single game. Both when he gets a start too, same thing. They both have to play some of their best games for the whole month.
And inside of that month, we're talking about games every other day. There's, I believe, 13 games.
Yeah, indefinitely. The only multi-day break of the month is Christmas break for the Avs, and that's it. So
there's 12 to 13 games, if you look through January 1.
Yep. And at this point, I think looking to survive is even generous for the Avs. Any game they win in this month is going to feel like they stole it.
Exactly.
Like, straight up. You're just trying to make sure no one else gets injured and get back to, maybe 2 weeks into the month, you can reassess and say, okay, they got some guys back. They really are a team that should be able to win games again. But right now, I mean, you're going to take whatever comes your way. If the Avs get blown out tonight, I don't think anyone's going to be very surprised. I'll put it that way.
No.
As we did get a $2 super chat up there from Vaguely Sober, who basically just said, we are so effed tonight. And probably, I mean, that's probably just the reality of it. Blais, you mentioned home ice. Yes, they do get to shelter some of the bottom lines. Does that even matter?
I mean, it doesn't with the depleted lineup. Like, you're going to get some of the matchups that you want against the high-end talent. And maybe Bednar does something where he tries to sneak the top line down a few, having that last change. Maybe he tries to sneak it around and see if he can, get up on the score sheet early and then try to hold on. Because that's realistically what you're going to have to do in this game. If you want to stun Boston, you're going to have to come out real heavy, put a goal in the first 10 minutes, another goal in the first, and then hang on to your horses.
Is there any benefit beyond that to being at home? The Avs getting to sleep in their own bed for the first time in a little while? Anything?
I mean, it's hard to say. Like, Boston has just an amazing record. They've struggled a little more on the road than at home, which is to be expected for most teams. And even their struggle on the road hasn't really been a struggle on the road. I think they're like 6-3-0 on the road. And I don't know if that's exactly right. But basically what I was saying is I don't know if home ice advantage is much of an advantage other than sheltering some of those matchups. But you look line by line, Boston has terrific depth too. And so their third line with what is supposed to be Colorado's third line is still a really tough matchup.
So you're saying the 3 losses came on the road, huh?
Yeah, I didn't.
That's all
true.
they've lost. They've
That's
only
true.
lost 3
They
games.
have
Is that right? Did you look up their road record?
Let me look. I can
I'm looking
look
it
real
up right
fast.
now. They were 14-0 at home. I don't know. 14-0-1. So they have 1 overtime loss at home.
In their last 10, they're 8-1-1.
Yep. So they're not bad. On the flip side, the Avs actually have not been amazing at home. Just 5-3-1. Again, you understand the lineup and you look at every statistic and go, well, yeah, I mean, so I don't know. All I'm saying is keep expectations low tonight. Personally, I'm less worried about the score. If it gets close late in the second, early in the third period, maybe you'll shift gears there, but mostly just looking for silver linings tonight. Looking for players who looked good, who maybe earn a little bit more opportunity.
Yeah. Stay healthy.
And stay healthy.
Stay healthy.
Number 1, stay healthy. Flip the bird to the hockey gods at this point.
I'm excited to see what Ben Myers does, right? He's
Yeah,
someone that you bet has been itching to get recalled to the NHL, has probably felt motivated to get back there. I'm curious to see what he does to demonstrate that he should stay in the NHL.
Definitely one of those guys we've talked about fighting for that position even after the Avs start to get healthy potentially.
Exactly.
We've seen the Avs, like 2016 when they took down the Blackhawks on their historic run where they had the 25-point streak or something like that,
Yeah.
25-game win streak, something along those lines. Came into town, Avs crushed them.
They were
So
a
there
little
is hope.
healthier then, but yeah.
They were healthy, but they weren't very talented either.
They were not.
that
These
year.
guys are healthy. They're just not the Colorado Avalanche.
Players on the ice are healthy before the game starts.
Oh, no.
Not making any promises after puck drop.
But these are the fun storylines of like watching sports though too, right?
Absolutely.
Like if you just dominate day in, day out, is it really that fun when your team wins the championship? Sure, it's fun, but it's better when there's a little bit of struggle. It's like a story. Like you got to have the down parts to enjoy the
course.
highs. This
Of
is
course.
definitely a month of downness right now.
Yeah. It's gonna be a long, cold, dark December.
Very true.
Put it that way. All right, bets time. And we're probably not gonna watch a win, so make us some money, Blais.
Oh my
please.
goodness! Like this is so hard to do.
Yes, I see you've chosen 2 free monies.
Yeah, I've got to go with Makar on the power play. I'm just sorry. The power play runs through Makar.
Yep.
If they get a penalty or a power play, most likely he's going to get a point. So take that one. It's still plus money. Taves again with an assist. That can happen throughout any part of the game. And then JT with an assist. Again, these are things that need to happen if the Avs want to be in this game as well.
Yeah.
The other one that you could take is Georgiev on saves. So it's at 29.5.
Georgiev on saves, Mikko goal. If
Mikko
all
goal.
3 of those bets hit and Georgiev saves and Mikko goal hit, Avs might have a chance.
True.
Maybe. Could very well go that way. But It's going to take a lot, or Boston's really going to have to be off tonight for this to be an Avs win.
Yeah.
I do think they can be competitive depending on how the game goes, though. That's why we watch, right? You never know. Crazy things happen. So that's what we're going to do. I got a watch-along coming up. You guys can join us here on this same YouTube channel for that. If you're not a watch-along fan, at least join us for the post-game where we'll break down whatever this game turns out to be. So any quick final thoughts before we dive into this one? Nope.
No, you
Try
guys
not
are
to
all
get hurt,
sickos watching
folks.
this.
Yeah.
Let's go.
If you stay healthy, that's a win. We will talk to you in just a little bit.